Whoop whoop. Hey guys, it's WarmConnell007 here, and welcome back to another video on Loomian Legacy. First of all, if you're subscribed, guys, thanks very much for coming back, appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, we are aiming to get to 1500 subs by the end of November, so help me try and get them a go. If you do enjoy the content, guys, and it does help the channel, do hit the like. Okay, now we've got that over with. I just want to kind of talk about Loomian Legacy right now. Oh yeah, guys, happy Halloween, by the way. I hope you have, a great night and have fun getting dressed up or whatever you're doing. First of all, don't worry, there will be no jump scares in this video. That was quite funny when I got you guys. But in terms of Loomian Legacy, I want to just have a chat about the game, where it is right now, what we're expecting, and just generally having a chat. First of all, I still haven't got Loomian Halloween Dusket. I still haven't got Gamma Metronet. I know the time is getting short, and I actually hate that stupid, dumb Gleaming cat. I haven't even seen one. Sure, I'll probably hit run by accident, but it'd be nice to see one. But in terms of the game, a few things I want to just talk about. Now, we know the Halloween event is likely to end either Sunday or Monday, so the 1st or 2nd. Okay. I did do a Twitter poll. I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago. Regards to when the event should end. I said, guys, if we are expecting Radiate probably to be a couple of weeks away, probably mid-November, I said, should we have it that the event ends on the start of November, or do you think we should extend it for a week, as an example? So 60% of you said you would actually prefer the event extended, because what's going to happen, and it's something that I actually tweeted T-Brad this morning about, so if we get a response, that'll be cool. Okay, if not, that's fine, I get it, you'll probably get tortured. But I tweeted him earlier on saying, if we're expecting the event to end, say, Sunday or Monday, okay, but Radiate's not happening, okay, so let's just say, let's make up a date, okay, let's magically make up a date. Let's say Radiate is out 3 weeks in November, 2 weeks in November, whatever that is, right? The problem that we're then going to have, right, is we've now got this new toy of the Halloween event, and it just gets took down. So our new toy of reskin Duskets, of Halloween Kabungas, of Metronet, it just gets took down straight away. Boom, gone. Okay, it's absolutely just gone. Okay, so what then happens is, as a player, you're going to log into the game and you're going, I've done my adventure. There's no new like Loomians for PvP really, except for Metronet. And obviously Wackalaka. What do you do? Because right now, the good thing about the event is, the event, people who are hunting are hunting. People who are PvP players and don't really care about sparkly things, what they're doing is they're kicking pumpkins right now and they're getting gummies, which makes loads of sense. Okay, so they're just getting prepped for a drop of new Loomians that are going to hit the game. So what we know is, if we have those people who are essentially engaged, I use the word engaged because what they're doing is they're putting their playtime in, they are enjoying the game, they are spending time in the game, they are, repeating. But what you're then doing is, you've got this big brand new toy, and then if you close the event off, you're just going, thanks very much. Now, if Route 8 is not ready to go, as a player, you're kind of thinking, what do you do? So there's loads of stuff on PvP, obviously, but that's not to everyone's taste, which is fair enough. Myself, I enjoy PvP, but I haven't fully threw myself into it properly yet until there's rank battle, because I'm like, what's the point? If there's no point system, there's no rank system, why am I competing? Yeah, I'm showcasing and showing stuff to help people out, which is fine, but I need that incentive to compete properly. But if we go back to my point, I'm sidetracking. If you've got this new toy and you have took it away, you're looking at the game going, what am I doing? Naturally then what happens is all the players just start going to the developers going, when's the update? When's the update? Can I have a leak? Is there a leak? Are you going to give us anything? So instead of them playing the game, they're now focusing their attention on the developers. So my suggestion that I obviously put forward to T-Brad on tweet was, so if we're going to expect a gap between, let's say, again, let's call it 2-3 weeks, okay? Just making it up. So let's say we get 2 to 3 weeks. Everyone would love new Loomians. Okay, everybody would, okay? The thing is, that's a time process. Even if they put a side quest in, there's a scripting process. You know, this is just going to just absorb the developer's time, which means that if that was to happen, then Route 8 will get pushed back. Simple as that, okay? So, what would be really good is, we've already got loads of Loomians in. So what I would suggest is obviously a reskin, okay? And you're going, whoa. Well, here's the thing. You've got players who are coming new to the game. You've got existing players. So what you want really is, if you could have it that you had a reskin, which it doesn't matter what route you're on, well, it probably does matter what route you're on, like, but early game routes can still get it. So, example, Twiddle. Twiddle appears on route 1, 2, 3, 5. So even if you're early game, if they don't reskin a Twiddle, it would be accessible. Even if you did a reskin on Grubby, you could have a bit of fun on that, because then that could reskin into Terrafly, Turclaw. Even one of them, just for a time gap, a stop gap essentially. Because what you're then doing is, you've then got people who are going to try and get the reskins. You're going to get people who are then going to hunt the reskins. PvP players, you know, they might want to do it and might have a new move, or you could put it that it has an item, for example, or you could have a potential like what done with Terraclaw, you could have like an extra evolution, because but the only thing with that is it's another introduction, if you understand me, to a new Loomian rather than just a reskin. We're taking an existing one and just potentially recolor as an example. So I think something like that would be really, really smart. The other thing with the Halloween event that kind of needs addressed is, if it closes off, lots of people have Halloween kabungas. In the Dr. Halloween's shop at the moment, he has the Nightmare Orb as an example. So are they just going to close off the Halloween portal and leave Dr. Halloween there and have the Nightmare Orb and have it that, because you won't be able to get the candies anymore, spooky treats. So is it that you're going to be able to buy the Halloween, or buy the Nightmare Orbs off him, or we'll go to a Battle Coliseum? You know, the Metronet saddle understandably can get removed, because obviously that was the incentive behind the event. The gummies, understandably, incentive behind the event. You know, but you're then left with a Loomian that potentially can't evolve. So do you just completely remove the Nightmare Orbs and leave it that Whack-A-Lack is a lot harder to get, or you move the Nightmare Orbs onto the Battle Coliseum, or like leave it that you're going to be able to get it through, I don't know, money, because the spooky treats will be gone. Or will they just close off Dr. Halloween's complete like lab, that room there with the keycard? I doubt they will, because it's already potentially on the map build right now. So that's the next thing, like closing off the Halloween event. A lot of people have been complaining about Metronet, should it return, should it not return. Personally, with Metronet, because they have opened up the ability that you can get a gamma, in my eyes it tells me that it should return, maybe next year. Same with the Halloween Kabunga now. Whereas if you look at Sochi, and if you look at Lugwin as an example from last year's event, they have no gamma reskin. So I would say it's unlikely they're to come back. Now, there's been people doing videos already about Icicle. Icicle has mastery, so Icicle will have a gamma, and we've seen the videos of the gammas already of Icicle, so I would probably actually expect that to happen, and I would expect that potentially to return back at Christmas. If not at Christmas, potentially then I don't know, maybe somewhere in the map where there's going to be a bit of ice, perhaps. But looking at that, if we have that gap again, what would you guys want to see? Now, bear in mind, they're not going to rebuild a map, so think of something that would keep you really engaged. What would keep you guys engaged? What would you guys think would be, good? Would you just want the event extended until the update? Would you want, what would you want to see, or what do you think is realistic would be the main thing I would say to you in the comments section. What do you think is realistic that the developers could probably do in a really quick time? So like, make it fast but actually have a maximum impact. What do you guys think would be actually a good idea to actually add into the game? As I said, I think the likes of a reskin would probably be a quick win. We saw this whenever they done the Gecko event. The Gecko event, in my opinion, was an absolute masterpiece. The only thing is, I wouldn't, because there's like 5 reskins on it. We're coming off the back of the Halloween Duskets, which is a roamer. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget, not everybody's going to be getting these. Don't forget that with the roamers, people are struggling even to get 1 or 2. So I think that even maybe just to have it on a normal Loomian on a reskin, it probably actually would work out good. But it'd be interesting to see what you guys think. Other things that they could potentially do is introduce for the PvP guys. Quick one, actually, I'm thinking about it now. If they did, like, say, a reskin before the event, what they could do is they could introduce maybe 2 or 3 new MMs into the battle shop, in the battle coliseum. If they introduce maybe 2 or 3 moves, what that means is the PvP guys are actually thinking, going, right, actually, how can I now use this in my set? Which means they'll create a new set, which means that they'll potentially go to the rally. They'll spend their time in a rally. Then not only that, they'll be engaged because they're actually trying out new battles and new systems. So for me, I think that reskins and an MM introduction, now that I think about it, I think that would actually be a lot better. Also from the point of, I guess, the developer's point of view, if you have, say for example, a mini event, again, let's go with Twiddle event as an example. Say you have a Twiddle reskin event. What you then do is, from a developer's point of view, you then update your thumbnail on Roblox. Got a new thumbnail. People now see that there's actually like a mini event or a mini challenge on, and then they'll actually be engaged. So we could actually attract new players as well, rather than having the current Halloween stuff on. So this is where I think it's actually pretty smart, because you'll attract free-to-play players. Your pay-to-play players will shiny hunt. They will, like gleam hunt rather. Your PvP guys, if you have, again, if you put MMs in, you need to do something to kind of incentivize them to play. So I think MMs is probably the way forward on that one. Then we're gonna move into Radiate. Okay, so on Radiate, the expectation that we have so far that's been set up for us. Okay, so first of all, when we talk to the trainer beside Hayden, he says he caught Guppy on Radiate. Okay, so what Radiate's going to bring is probably a bigger update than we expect in a number of reasons. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to stick to the fishing bit, and then we're going to talk about the rest. So first of all, Radiate as a map, as a chunk, will be added. Okay, you'll have story mode and so on. The fishing is, don't forget, I think I've done a video probably about 2-3 weeks ago, maybe ago, about all the fishing spots between Route 1 to Route 7. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It'll save you some time once fishing comes out, so you know exactly where you need to hit. So with that, straight away, guys, you've got essentially a new add-on for the previous routes as well as Radiate, which would be pretty awesome as well. So with that, I think that's gonna be great. Now they could do something where they make each area, so Radiate might have something, Route 1 might have something, Route 5 might have something, Route 2 might have something, like different Loomians. So again, then you've got more hunting spots, or They could just be really, really lazy and just go, right, we've got a magic harp equivalent, we're just going to default it between 1 to 7. Ideally, what I would love to see is like different areas having different fish or fishable Loomians. I think that would be a big win. Okay, now actually talking about Radiate itself, Loomian wise, we're only aware currently of 2 Loomians that are going to be introduced to the game. We're aware of Guppy. Does Guppy have an evolution? How will we actually evolve Guppy? So is it going to be through an item? Is it going to be through leveling up? Is it going to be through trade? Does it even actually have an evolution as well? You know, this is the type of stuff that we need to think. Not only that, now that Paramount popped up, just actually reminded me, is we're also going to have if your mastery is up to level, if you reach level 65 mastery, so at the moment it's locked to level 64, you will get the Ferroglyph saddle, if memory serves, trainer mastery. Yeah, Ferroglyph saddle, which is showing what, 300 mastery points off than what we can achieve at the moment. Actually hate this cat. Still need to get a gleaming one. But yeah, there could be a chance for the mastery where you know I get the Ferroglyph saddle. Now, if you don't have a Paramount right now, you should get a Paramount. If your mastery is below level 50, you probably don't even have an Ancient Scepter to evolve Paramount. And okay, it's not secret ability, I'm just gonna run. So if you're Paramount, if you haven't got the mastery level 50, you want to grind the level 50 because you get the Ancient Scepter to help you evolve Paramount. Not in the Ferroglyph. Not only that, it allows you to be able to buy the Ancient Scepter in the Battle Coliseum as well. So you guys, you definitely want to make sure your mastery is up there. Buy your mastery. If you're like level 20 mastery or level like 30 mastery, I'm in shock because one, you can't rally properly for PvP. As mastery goes up, guys, you get like gummies, you get like power fruits, you get, you know, get boost coins for free as well. But also for the point of Paramount and the fact that Ferroglyph, where you can actually get a free saddle. For me, it's mind blowing. You know, it should be something that you guys do now. Be like, oh, but I couldn't be bothered. It is a grind. Do it one at a time. I don't know if I've done videos on how to complete mastery quicker, guys. But you know, you should definitely be trying to get up as close as possible. You know, even if you aren't going to get to 64, you should, at a minimum, guys, you should be at least getting up to level 50 to get that Ancient Scepter for Paramount. If you can't even catch a Paramount, it's probably because your mastery is below 29. So you need to obviously make sure that you're getting your mastery up as best as possible. So Guppy's kind of just took me on a bit of a rant. I'll talk about Corrupted in a minute as well. So we know Guppy's coming. Now we also know Wild Isle is coming. Okay, so what does Wild Isle mean? Wild Isle actually represents quite a lot of stuff here at the moment. Okay, so it's coming out and it's what leaf water or water grass, whatever you want to say. Which we now know we've got Guppy and we know we've got Wild Isle, so it kind of opens our thought process to, I guess, two things. Okay, one, could there be a swamp area? Think about it. Crocodile, or is Wild Isle just going to be fishable? Okay, how it's going to catch it, or is it just going to be a grass encounter around water? Not only that, for the PvP players, it's going to mean a complete shift change in the meta within the games, because, for example, if you take Earth types right now, the Earth types right now are pretty much dominating across the game. So with the Earth types, you know, if they come up against like Wild Isle, it's going to be far effective compared to the rest of them. Not only that, if you look at the likes of your poison types, there'll be a lot more poison types coming up. So, you know, you'd probably find a lot more better usage on the likes of Gobademic, on the likes of Terrafly, what else? Gas stroke as well. So you're probably actually finding some of the PvP players could actually be prepping them already, getting them set up for the next update as well. Okay, so the other thing then I would say is looking at the wild tile. It kind of links into the UMV. Okay, so with the UMV, we know the UMV is coming out because of the roadmap that we've seen from the developers. That UMV is the next thing that's going to be instilled into the game. Now, with the UMV, we know the UMV is actually going to be a huge win. Okay, if you did not play Pokemon Brick Bronze and you don't know what the UMV is, okay, basically what it is it's like an underwater vessel. It's like an underwater mining vessel or whatever it stands for. Okay, basically what happens is you go into a maze in this vessel, and there's essentially stars that will appear across the maze, and you'll click into it. You'll go into a bit of a puzzle. Okay, and the puzzle was touch sensitive, so you had like a what you call like a timer or like a limit of how many clicks you could have, and you could reveal different things. So used to reveal like fossil Pokemon, used to reveal like the Lake Legends, Togepi, Aerodactyl. So it was really good, really engaging. Not only that, it gave us like loads of items that you could get. So in that case, when it was Pokemon, you just get Firestone, Waterstone, Moonstone, Rare Candy, Fossil Bone, used to get Art Scale, and then you used to get like the battle items as well, which were like the plates, which are the equivalents to, I guess, the essences in this game, which are pretty important. So looking at that, you know, these are the kind of things that the UMV will bring. Now, for Loomian Legacy, so we're expecting power fruits, we're expecting, that's item-wise, expecting power fruits, maybe orbs, trying to think, my hands are blank, like heavy shackles, like PvP items, okay, expecting them. We are expecting, a lot of people are thinking our fossil Pokemon coming, our fossil Loomians coming rather, potentially, which would be pretty cool. We are expecting some sort of rare. So to give you an idea, there was like a rare egg that you would get in Brick Bronze, and you would open it. Now with the egg, it had 85% chance it would be a Togepi. Okay, now the rare egg was hard to get as it was, but then you had this 85% where you're getting Togepi. The other 15% was split across 3 other Pokemon at that time, which was Uxie, Mesprite, and Azelf. Okay, you then had people who went and tried to shiny hunt them or gleam hunt them, which meant that they were an absolute treasure, basically. Like, I don't do trading, but if you were talking about trade value, like these guys were like top of the top kind of things. Okay, so this is what the UMV is good. Now with the UMV was played based on batteries. Okay, so one thing that you got on the UMV was you had to use a battery in order to use the vehicle. You had to buy the batteries at that time, so batteries were 5 Robux for 1, 11 Robux for 3, and 18 Robux for 6. Sad I remember this, but that's how much they were. So the thing is here, now you've got these guys who are free to play. How they're going to stay engaged? Well, in Brick Bronze what they done was the Lucky Lotto. What the Lucky Lotto did was it randomized what you got. You might have got a rare candy, you might have got like a Steel Excite, you might have got a battery, as an example. Loomian Legacy needs to do it slightly different because one, they've got mastery. Okay, so straight away what they could do is there's gaps in mastery for rewards right now. So if you are level 64, what the developers could do is on the next update you could log in and straight away they could just reward you with loads of batteries for those slots. So again, if you haven't done mastery, do your mastery. Okay, and you know, I think that's a good idea that's being floated about. The other thing that I would say in regards to getting batteries for the free-to-play players, and this is kind of where, again, we need to get smart. You know, I've talked about engagement. you know, time and time again throughout this video. If you do a lotto system, the issue that you're gonna have is if I go in and say I do a lotto system today and I get, I don't know, say a thunder orb. Say I don't need a thunder orb. Then what I'm gonna do basically is I'm then just gonna, you know, with the thunder orb, I'm just gonna like I gotta play. I don't have any batteries. So I'm just, I'm not gonna use the UMV, am I? So this is where we need to get smart. So one thing that I thought was quite good, and like some of my family members, they play Adopt Me. I know, I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed. Anyway, one thing that they have, and I'll even go to I'm going to talk about Adopt Me and then I'll talk about World Zero, because they have two functionalities that I think are pretty sound in terms that where Loomian Legacy could pick up a win. So if you look at Adopt Me as an example, they have a daily login. Okay, so if you log in, you'll get whatever, day 1. If you have consistent logins, so day 2, day 3, if you have back-to-back day logins, your prizes are going better and better. Okay, if you've done that with Loomian Legacy, what you're doing is you're getting this here player who potentially doesn't spend money, getting things that are incentivizing them to play the game. Why would you not do it? Okay, then let's look at World Zero's model. Okay, World Zero works off, if we look at World Zero's model in terms of their Halloween event, they do like a battle pass. Okay, so essentially you're free to play players. If you do X amount of quests, you'll get top line. If you buy a paid battle pass, that's called, then what you're going to do is you'll get better results and things like that. Fortnite does the same sort of principle. The one thing that's really, really clever about them is they then have people, you know, retaining and staying in the game as well, which is essentially what we need. Oh, there's a gamma. Oh, boom. Get that bad boy. Orange wisp, nice. So these are the things that I think are pretty awesome, and pretty good, that I think that developers need to kind of take on. I guess whenever people look, I hate using this word, community, right? So, because essentially we're just a bunch of players, okay? So one of the frustrations is where people go, yeah, we're telling the developers what to do, we've fed this back to them, they just don't listen. Now, at the moment, the developers are actually doing really, really good, in the sense that if they look at the likes of what they've done in the Halloween event. Guys, I can't praise the developers enough for what they've done in the Halloween event. Okay, what they did in the Halloween event was they released a Halloween event. They reached it. Great content. Okay. Issues arose. Okay. I know. Eat and a few others. I did it as well. Like raised the example of the gummies. Okay. We put it to the developers and boom, changed it. I tweeted T-Brad and said to him, here, see these Halloween duskets, they're really, really good, but see, whenever I actually look at them, like my eyesight's sound, without looking at the eyes, I'm struggling to find out who it was. Then what they did was they actually did the outlines a lot heavier. Before, this was just like a white skeleton, so they took that on board. What they also did, which is absolute genius, was they did the wisp bottles, which I know the likes of Armenti had cried for, and wanted. It brought wisp bottles and new wisps in. Unbelievable. The trade resort, they must have got fed up with people doing scams, or getting contacted for scams. Trade resort, they've now color coded, they've now moved to chat, they've showed if there's an item on it. The trade resort update is absolutely fantastic. It's probably one of the things that slipped under the radar. It's absolutely top notch, and I think that's something that you know credit where credit's due. It's absolutely brilliant, and they implemented that mid-event. They also like lowered the Metronet catch rate, so they actually listened and they made those changes, which, you know, credit to them. I know we've got a bit of criticism for it before, but credit to them. But I guess the biggest thing that we want to see is obviously just continual improvement, engagement, and us as players, We just don't want to sit and think and be idle of what's coming up next. The UMV is going to be a big thing. One thing that has really crept in, and it's frustrating, but I can see it gathering momentum, is the issue with corrupts. Okay, so when you do a boost, you've got a chance of getting a roamer or a corrupt. Okay, so the issue being here is when you have a corrupt roamer, okay, you have essentially, if you've boosted, okay, this is where, and we're going to get a bit technical. If I've boosted, so if I paid for a boost coin, I have upped my chances to get a roamer, okay, or a corrupt, okay. See, when you get a corrupt roamer, it is one of the most devastating things that could potentially help you. Because what that's doing is that, say for example, if I'm a new player, I'd be frustrated. I'd be like, what's going on? If you're an existing hunter, you've actually limited your chance of getting queens. Now, whether to remove it or not, I don't know, okay, but you know, the odds of that even happening is frightening. Absolutely frightening. I'm not even going to get my calculator out and bore you, okay, but the chances of that happening is absolutely frightening. So what I think that they should do is one of two things: either lock it so you can't get a corrupted roamer, or increase the reward for what you get. Like somebody said, why not maybe get them, you know, a couple of free shards? Like, so instead of getting one shard, you maybe get maybe 5 shards, or you get a shard that ups everything. What I was thinking might be a good idea, and a great incentive, because it's going to encourage more gameplay, is if you get a corrupt roamer, get a boost coin. You get a boost coin. In terms of, okay, it's not secret ability, I'm just leaving it. I've got loads of these, by the way, in case you're going to freak out. So I think that looking at that would be, I think that would be a really, really good plan, where they actually just take it, that you could get a boost coin for a crop roamer. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, I've done that boost. I've potentially invested in that boost, because the likelihood of it happening if you're free to play, it's scary. Okay, scary. So if I've done that boost and I get a boost coin, at the end of the day I'm going to go, hey, do you know what, that's not too bad. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the content. Talked about it quite a bit. I'm going to leave it off there. Let me know what you guys think on the thoughts of the game moving forward and where it is. So guys, if you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like. See you next time. Boop boop, keep it country, and happy Halloween guys.